Welcome to this week's edition of Northern Heat. I'm Bob Lennon, president of ThermalWood Canada and your host for the show. Before I introduce the special guest this week, I want to thank the Chaleur Chamber of Commerce for the 12 gifts that they've given to some of the local businesses in this area to help them express themselves, to talk about what their businesses was all about through video. Every week over the last 10 weeks, they have posted 12 of these winners. And in addition to that, the Northern Heat has interviewed the winners themselves to talk a little bit more about their businesses. This week's winner, ThermalWood Canada, which I will be interviewing myself, basically talks more about their international business opportunities that they have, but we're also offering a lot of local business. We have a showroom here that people can come in and visit. And especially this time of the year, we have a number of different hobby packs and stuff for some of the local artisans to come in and purchase some wood if they want to. And we also showcase some local artisan products here if you're ever looking for some Christmas gifts. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our special guest, myself, this week on the video that was posted this week by the Chaleur Chamber of Commerce on ThermalWood Canada. ThermalWood Canada started a little bit over than 13 years ago, and it came from my brother-in-law going and checking out pieces of equipment up in northern Quebec and coming across this technology. And he turned around and came back and handed me a whole bunch of samples and said, here, can you help me out put a business plan together? I was an employee of Brunswick Mines and I was going to get shipped out of the area, and I didn't want to leave. So this gave me a reason to stay here and to stay in Bathurst, and the place that I love the most. We've created a business using European technology. We started operating this technology here, and our clients are basically architects, designers, contractors, developers, and we ship products all over the world. When we started off in 2008, our whole premise was to offer the service. And then the market in North America went for a crash. And so we had to kind of re-engineer and redesign ourselves to become somebody else if we wanted to. So we have standard products like decking and siding and flooring and wall paneling, but we're custom. So anybody that comes to us and asks for a product made out of wood, we will work with them to be able to attain their specifications. Right now, we are offering our service and manufacturing capabilities to manufacturers that want this type of wood. We cut components for them, we'll send them raw material. It's a mixture of all kinds of different things that we end up doing. One of the things that we end up doing that's part of our community is that we do indirect marketing. Every week, we put out a video where we interview somebody from our area, from the region, and it could be outside of the region, but mostly New Brunswick and focused mostly on the Chaleur region. What we end up doing is going out and doing interviews with people that have a real positive story to tell. I've always had an affinity and a love for the people in this region. We've got so much stuff to offer, but that story wasn't out there. So by going and interviewing people every week that are doing positive things, it gets their story out there. It shows that we have a lot more to offer than sometimes the eye can see. From the interviews, people get to know who I am and who the company is, and then they figure out what our values are, and from that, then it makes it easier for them to go out and purchase and work with us on their projects. The technology that we have is a known technology that was designed in Europe, but it was designed as a process that uses predominantly softwoods. It was an opportunity for us to try different species in the oven and be able to see what we could do. Over the years, we've created an expertise of being able to treat hardwoods from all over. And so far we have well over 200 different recipes of different species of wood. And we were the first ones to introduce thermally modified wood in the music industry. And where we're involved in the music industry is more in the stringed instruments. They could not attain the sound of a vintage guitar because it needed about 30 to 35 years of natural air drying of the wood to be able to get there. We can reproduce that in a week. So now the large manufacturers can actually get their wood thermally modified and reproduce that vintage sound that they're looking for. Today, as an example, When we started off, we were probably selling them, 10 to 25 guitar necks a month. Now we are processing over 15,000 guitar necks per month. And these are with big names like Fender and Music Man and AJ guitars, and we just started with Chaleur guitars. And so there's a number of different people that are getting to know who we are because we've been able to go and acquire contracts with these large companies, and they feel that if they can trust us with their guitar necks, then other people can try it. There we are, another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place that you come to hear the stories that haven't been discovered yet.